It's been several months now, and we are not hearing anything about the Chibok girls anymore. Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I see one of our chiefs in white. The chief in white. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Chief Arasa is my name.
Please listen.
I want to welcome our guests.
Most important. Let the people
By
speak.
God's grace, you are the Vice President of this country. My Vice President, sir, my question is this. You can see the cream of traditional rulers here seated. With greatest respect to the Benin monarch, the great Oba of Benin Kingdom. We would like to know for you your plans for the traditional institutions. God bless you.
Oba Tokpa, hey. We take few more. I don't want to leave it to people in front. Give it to the young man in blue shirt. Yes, the man in blue shirt. Straight to the point. And then the man with the come front. Straight to the point, stand there and talk. Please go ahead. 1 minute. Please remain seated, please. Yes, you listen.
Sure. 1, 2. Thank you very much, my excellent governor. Personally, I would want to ask this. Excuse me, one house, please. Excuse me, considering the fluidity of public opinion, how do you ensure to monitor this forthcoming election, considering the political intensity that we can all see for ourselves? How do you intend to monitor these elections and make sure that the election is free and fair? Because I personally monitored all your achievements and documented it, but it's just that because of a level of public participation that some set of people might want to minimize, I was unable to put all these things across to you, sir. I do have a personal documentation of your achievements, you know, so I want a situation where there's high level of public participation.
Okay.
And
thank you very much.
Public opinion is not swayed.
Thank you very much. Lastly, after this, he has to answer before we take another set if time permit. Yeah. What's the good man with baby? But give the man in gray suit. Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Professor Joseph Waziri Rame, University of Benin, UBTH. Mr. Vice President, sir, my first question, would you tackle population control like India did? No matter how rich you are, if you can have 20 children, you'll be poor. Number 2, what are the retirement age? The British left us with 55 and left India with 56. India is still 56, trying to get to 55. But we are trying to take us to 70 and no job for our youth coming out of the schools. Thank you.
All right. Good. I think you are entitled to some. Let's allow the... Please have your seat. We will take some other questions. But please allow him to answer this one.
Let me very quickly go through the questions. There's somebody who said that if we don't, that so many people are discouraged. I agree with you. So many of us are discouraged. So many people feel that perhaps the elections may not even yield the kind of results that they expect. Many people think it might be rigged. There are all sorts of issues. But I think that we must give these elections our best shot. And I'll take you up on the suggestions you made or the suggestions you have. But it's important that we vote. It's important we go out to vote and we protect our votes. Despite all the intimidation in Osun State, the electorate went out, they voted, and they ensured that they protected the ballot. That's what we must all do. We must go out and vote and protect the ballot. Insecurity, Boko Haram, and all that. Let me begin by saying that as for the Chibok girls, I am a father myself. I have 2 daughters. My first 2 children are girls. And every time I think about the Chibok girls, I ask myself the question, if this had happened to my own 2 daughters, what will I do? Would I wait for almost a year? Would I not even go to Chibok itself if I were president? Would I not go there? Let me say to you without any doubt at all in my mind, the first thing is to prioritize this Chibok girls issue. It is not priority for the current government. It's not their priority. If it is priority, we will do everything that it takes to get those girls back. But let me just take that along with the question of insecurity. One of the problems we have is that the government did not identify truthfully those who were even behind the Boko Haram. They were accusing the opposition until Major General Buhari was attacked and almost killed. They accused even the central bank governor. They said that he was sponsoring Boko Haram. Of course, recently, Boko Haram attacked a mosque where he was in after he challenged them, after he challenged Boko Haram. So the first problem is not truthfully identifying the nature of the problem and those who are behind it. What the government ought to have done is to have fully recognized that this insurgency or terrorism is what it is, and that we must all come together as a nation to solve the problem. Political parties aside, there is no other country that has these problems of terrorism and is accusing the opposition. No other country does that. You need to bring in the opposition as we will bring them in to solve the problem. The second thing is equipping our military properly. We need to equip our military properly. The men and women of our armed forces are some of the best in the world. I served as a justice officer in the United Nations mission in Somalia. While I was there in Somalia, in Mogadishu in 1993 and 1994, what happened in Somalia was unprecedented. The kind of thing that you'll see in Borno and all of these places where Boko Haram has taken over. What we saw with the Nigerian troops in Somalia showed you that they were the finest force, definitely anywhere in the world. Everybody, every one of the countries there wanted to work with the Nigerian troops. In fact, the head of the military police for the entire operation, Pat Akem in Nigeria, is now a brigadier general. At that time, he served here. Oh yeah, he served here in Edo State, Pat Akem. He was in charge of the entire force in unison. So there's nothing wrong with our military. They're just not well equipped. This government says it has spent $4 trillion in about 3 years or so on security. How can you claim to have spent that kind of money and soldiers are not well equipped and the military is not well equipped? I think that the first thing to do is to equip the military well. The third thing is that the commander-in-chief must lead from the front. When you have a commander-in-chief, he must be in front of the troops, he must be leading. What we have at the moment is that the commander-in-chief is not leading from the front. You need to have a commander-in-chief that's leading from the front. The other thing that we need to take into account is that the ranks of Boko Haram continues to swell because young men have no stake at the moment. They have no jobs, they have no occupation. The generals and the leaders of Boko Haram tell them that whenever we take over a city or town, you can take whatever you want, even the women. For jobless young men, that is a good offer. What we need to do is to take back these young men, put them to work. We need to work out a plan of ensuring that these young men have a stake in this society and they're given jobs. When they have jobs, they're not going to be joining Boko Haram. So we need to deal with that problem as well. So in my own opinion, the Boko Haram issue is so many-sided. In fact, one of the key problems is that it has not even been identified for what it is. This is sheer terrorism. It's just terrorism, and we need to identify it